Good morning. Billy, the handsome T. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, like button pushers. Excuse me. There's old Billy. Very quick while we're having people. Good morning, Pacers. That will mail out today. Thank you, friend. Excuse me. Pacers, what about that trade? What about that Laker trade? Go Lakers. I'm going to read a quick quote just to get us started this morning. Okay, just to get us started. It's a cute little quote, but it's great. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote this. Yeah, it was. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote this. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. That's pretty good. Before us and after us, tiny. Within us, huge. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So we're going to continue, right? So far, last week, we're looking at the YouTube account for Tea with Pops last week, and I found out that I had done a copyright. They gave me a copyright violation. I think it was when I did Cowbell. So all of a sudden there was a strike on there. And I think that came from Cowbell. Brock said don't play any more videos because you never know which ones are copyrighted and which ones aren't. So I'd love to start our mornings with videos, but I don't want copyright violations. So yeah, I think they got us. And I don't know how many, 2 or 3, and they'll put me on a suspension again for a while. You guys remember when they did that before? So, last week, Brock did this. He started a page in case we ever go on suspension for being bad boys again. That will be where we can host from. Okay? That'll be where we can host from. But I want you guys to make sure you go over. This is his YouTube account. And he needs a certain amount of subscribers over there before he can use that channel to go live. So if you can please subscribe to that channel as our backup channel for when I get in trouble, and which I don't plan on, but just in case, you never know with the social media situationals. So hit the old T with T_with_B and subscribe up. I'd like to see a little spike in the subscription ratio there this morning, if that's possible. Okay? And it won't be something that you have to use except for as a backup, because he'll still broadcast from here on Mondays from Tea with Pops. But that needs to be, it needs subscription rates for it to click, okay? So I forget how many, I think he says he needs at least 50 followers or something like that. I'm surprised. I thought it was 1,000. When I first did mine. Mr. Phillips, if you can't find it, send Brock a DM. That's correct, isn't it, D?
Should be, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can look up Brock Lobster.
Or you could look up Brock Lobster.
Yeah, okay, Lobster. But yeah, Tea with B should be it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so we can get like the new page set up.
Correct. How many subscribers do you have right now?
Just 15.
15.
Yeah, that's
15, you guys?
That's a backup until we get the new page.
15?
So.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Let's get to work, kids. Is that right, Mr. Phillips? Maybe we have to send you a link. We'll get Brock. Send Brock an IG direct message, and he'll send you a link. Okay, thank you, Laura. See, it can be done. Greenie follows no one. 15 subscribers on Brock's Tea with B page so far. And this is our backup page for YouTube, for Tea with Pops. We'll still do Tea with Pops, but if anybody can't find it, see, Summer Wheat found it. If anybody can't find it, look at somebody that can, or reach out to Brock. If you reach out to me, I'm just going to send you to Brock, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, reach out to me. I'll shoot you over to Brock, because I really don't have a link. You have it, though.
Oh, it's all right. It should be like that. We'll get it worked out once we get all the pages figured out. So.
Okay.
No big deal.
All right.
No worries.
It is on YouTube. You say we're just putting the word out. A lot of people didn't even know. Or they've tried and they couldn't get on. So we'll figure it out. But I need 50 subscribers over there, minimum. Okay? Please. And it looks like my new page. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. No time to shave or comb my hair this morning, so I just went for the hat look. Okay? Today's a hat day. What was I going to say? Doesn't look like I'm being shadow banned on my new page so far. On my new IG page, but I've been taking it super easy. If you guys notice, I might post one thing a day, and then I sit there and I wait for it, and I was like, okay, got through with that one. Okay? I was reading something it was in one of the sports pages yesterday. Thank you, Vegas. You're so sweet. I was reading something on the sports page yesterday, and I'm kind of cracked me up. But Danica Patrick, have any of you ever heard of her before? Amazing female driver, Indianapolis style racer, and she tried NASCAR. You know, I just love the fact that the female was in there competing. She was never at the top of the list, but she was competitive. She could put the gas down. She drove a car faster than I've driven a car. Anyways, she has an IG page, right? And she must have like million followers. Yeah, she used to be sponsored by GoDaddy. That's right, nerdy. She has a page on IG. And you think, Danica Patrick, come on, man, this is a world-class superstar. And I don't know exactly how many followers she has, but it's in the hundreds of thousands, maybe a million or more. I'm like, wow, that's a lot. She just recently posted, she just recently posted on her IG, I don't have it, but it was in the article, that she's being shadow banned by IG. She's complaining. She wrote on a post, she goes, I know I'm complaining here, but it's not like anybody can see me. And I thought to myself, I guess, Pops, if they shadow ban you and they shadow ban her, you're in good company, okay? They're shadow banning the superstars over there. It's not funny, but think about that. Who else are they shadow banning? Have any of you ever been shadow banned by IG? 104 times. Have any of you ever been shadow banned? That's exactly right, Herbie. That was why. Derek, I've just been deleted, period. But Herbie, you're right. She lost like 180,000 followers or something. Okay? That's so messed up. You get shadow banned. Okay? If they don't like what you do. Boop. And it's frustrating because you still, like, it's basically pure censorship, right? Okay. Not being political here. But I just cracked myself up. I'm like, Pops, if you take it personal and they shadow ban you and you only had 4,000 followers, don't even think about it. It's such a small thing. Okay? It's one of the reasons we don't tie monetization to these programs. Get it? It's one of the reasons. They can't control my money. They can control my right to free speech, but they can't control my money. Well, they still do, but in other ways. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, Derek, you might be in one right now. You might be being shadowed right now. Shame to say. Let's do this. Get out a scorecard. I need you to get out a scorecard. Okay? All it needs to be is a small piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. And you're just going to make marks every time you're correct. I'm going to read something and you're going to give me an answer. And every time you're correct, you're just going to give yourself a point. Okay? I want you to keep track of how many points you have. All right? You guys ready? Okay? Have a good day, Michael. Are you guys ready? Crayon in hand. You guys ready? You guys ready? All right. Here we go. I'm going to read. How about this? We haven't done this in a little while, if ever. Riddle me this. I need to trim everything, Pops. Riddle me this. You ready? Who likes riddles? Give me 5 people that like riddles. Riddle me this, Batman. Riddles aren't easy. I was reading some of these and I go, I should have known that, but I didn't. Riddles make us think. Good morning, Trip. Riddles are brain builder. The information like Paige is just brilliant because she knows everything. Riddles are more like you have to put something together with something. It's another form of intelligence. Am I right? I'm going to read 10 riddles. 10. You're going to keep score. Your own personal score. Paige, you know a lot. I would pick you on my trivia team. I promise. I'm going to read 10 riddles. Keep your own score. You can answer here if you want to, but keep your own score if you have it correct. If you got it correct. Here we go. I have branches, but no fruit, trunk, or leaves. What am I? Branches, but no fruit, trunk, or leaves. What am I? What the heck am I? Go ahead and answer. And then see if you gave me the right answer. I'll tell you the answer here in just a minute. Okay, family, government. I'm a bank, I'm government. I'm a bank. I'm a river. No fruit, trunk, or leaves. I have branches. That was a pretty good one, a river. I'm a bank. I'm ancestry. I'm a bank. What are you? What are you? I'm a chartreuse alternator. John says, I really just want breakfast, Bobs. Banks. The answer is I'm a bank. Good job, bankies. Give yourself 1 point. Anybody that said bank, correct. Here we go. Next one. What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Go. What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Oh, you guys are smarter than smart out there. You're doing really good. Keep track. Really? You guys all think you have the answer? You all think the answer is short? You all think the answer is short? Well, by gosh, by golly, you are. Correct. It's short. When you add 2 letters to short, it becomes shorter. ER. Okay? What goes up but never comes down? What goes up but never comes down? Go. Hot air balloon. Prices. My taxes. I don't know. They could have tax cuts. Okay, Freddie, that's creepy. Shannon says the price of eggs. Okay, that's funny. I like your guys' answers better than the real answer. What goes up and never comes down? Your age. Your age. I noticed Paige got it. Okay. All right. What's next? What has to be broken before you can use it? What has to be broken before you can use it? What has to be broken? There you guys go. You guys have heard these before. Those really expensive non-avian flu eggs. Eggs. You're right. These are too easy for you guys. These are super easy. You guys are smart. Let me give you another one. Here's another one. This is number 5. If 2's company and 3's a crowd, what are 4 and 5? 2's company, 3's a crowd. What are 4 and 5? 4 and 5, what are they? You guys, I have to go to find a hard one. This is making it, this is... What is it? The number's 9. 4 and 5 are 9. Okay? Come on. Come on now. 4 and 5 are 9. Okay? Are you guys getting tired of this yet? So far we did 5. How many people got all 5 correct? Who got all 5 correct? We did 5 so far. I think they were too easy for you guys. I have to go find hard ones. Okay? How many people got all 5? Kimberly was said, I was told there'd be no math. Did anybody get all 5? How many got all 4? How many got 4 out of 5? How many got 4 out of 5? How many got 5 out of 4? No, I mean, how many got 3? How many got 3? How many got 2? Hey, because I saw you got 2. Okay. Nerdy's like, I'm not playing anymore. I lost track. Anybody that had a cram page got 4 out of 5. Okay. Rodman says I got 1 out of 5, but I'm still happy. That's silly. Here we go. I want to do one more. I want to do another one. I'm just going to do a couple more riddles. Keep track. All right? These are so easy. I have keys but no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter, but you can't go inside. What am I? Key but no locks. Space but no rooms. You can enter, but you can't go inside. What am I? The heck am I? You guys, I'm not playing anymore. I'm taking my ball and going home. You guys made me sound like this was the silliest. The answer is right. You guys said it, a keyboard. A keyboard. That's correct. You have keys but no locks. You have a space but no room. You can enter, but you can't go inside. All right, I have to do 1 or 2 more. I'm going to look for harder ones for the rest of this week. I'm going to look for the hardest riddles on the planet Earth, and I'm going to bring those back. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? The more you take, the more you leave behind. Oh, I got you guys on this one. When some of the regulars are getting it wrong. Okay, Michael. Oh, gosh. Ew, it's not laxative. The more you leave, the more you leave behind. Oh, my God, you guys. I'm going to give it to the laxatives. I believe that one's correct. Okay? I believe that one's correct. The answer's footprints. The answer's footprints, but I like laxative. I can't play these games with you guys. You're such bad kids. You're bad kids. Okay? Oh, gosh. Anybody that said laxative is getting a demerit. Okay? That's it. You're in trouble with them. I'm sending you to the principal. Okay? Okay, I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to give you one more. This is it. This isn't working out as good as I thought because they're easy. I have cities but no houses. I have mountains but no trees. I have water but no fish. What am I? What am I? Cities but no houses. Mountains but no trees. Water but no fish. What the heck am I? Paige is correct. And she's Drippy. Yes, Drippy's right. What am I? I'm out of luck. What am I? I'm being reprinted. I'm being reprinted with the Gulf of Mexico, with the Gulf of America. That's what I am. I'm a map, but I'm being reprinted as we speak. Good job, Paige. Paige was all over it. I have to send me your address. You proved that you're not only a trivia expert, but you're a riddle or pro. Okay? Hide the Sharpie. I wonder if they get those on discount. You know how many he gives away? Okay. A Gulf of Texas would work, right? Gulf of Texas would work. So crazy that we're calling it Gulf of anything. Just stop it, kids. Stop fighting. Oh, I want to be the parent in the room. Michael Patterson, you recognize this cup? Gulf of, fragile Gulf of. Fragile ego. Yeah, but we're not doing, stop it. We're not doing, we're not doing that today. Ever. Gulf of, Gulf of insecure masculinity. Okay. Stop it. We're not talking like that this morning. Where is it? Freddie. Fred Hinkle. Fred, do you still want your package? You won something here last Friday. And I'm wondering if you still want me to send it to you. All right? If you do, get me your address today, bro. Thank you. Okay, thank you. We're having a good time here this morning. Let's read. I found give it to Kimberly. Fred wants me to send it to Kim. Done. Kim, I have your address. Consider this being sent out to you, my dear. Thank you for that, Fred. Thank you very much. I'm sure Kim feels the same way. Okay? So that was very, very sweet of Fred. Freddie the Hinky Hinklester. I found this article in our Radical Mycology. So we're going to do our mycology part of the day today. What was it? Do you really want to know? I already have it sealed, but I'll remind you. Let me remind you. If I could get this open. Oh, yeah, I was sending him a recipe. That's right. Remember, Fred, I was gonna send him a recipe for making mushroom soup. This is a recipe for mushroom soup. That's what was in there. Oh, was there anything else? Yeah, this thing weighed what, about 6 or 7 grams, 5 grams, something? Recipes and a recipe for soup. So I'll send that to Kim. Okay? Thank you. The spiral of succession. Is anybody fascinated by the mycorrhizal network? Is anybody fascinated by the mycorrhizal network? Mycorrhizal sphere as well. It just blows my mind the more I read about it, the more I think about it, because I am nerd nature, get it? The more I'm doing my mushroom therapies and just the growing and dispensing and stuff, the closer I'm getting to nature in a way that I really never had been before. I was too busy bullshitting something somewhere. Not just being as like the holistically basic, simple, boil it down to just be a tincture. Here's some of the mycophagists. in our nature. A mycophagist. A mycophagist would be considered somebody that one of the things in our natural environment that helps spreads mycelium in some way or another. I'm going to read a list that's going to check this out. All of these are somewhere in our ecosystem involved in helping spread mycelium. The western red-backed vole, V-O-L-E. A vole looks sort of like a little rat. A Canis pocket gopher, a creeping vole, a Mazama red-backed vole, the southern red-backed vole. The voles themselves, typically about 85% of their diet is mushrooms. So, of course, their offal, their dung, will absolutely be packed full of spores. The heather vole, the northern flying squirrel, the western gray squirrel, the mantled ground squirrel, the yellow pine chipmunk, the long-eared chipmunk, the lodgepole chipmunk, the Townsend chipmunk, the Douglas squirrel, the red squirrel, the California quail, the wild turkey, Steller's jay, a gray jay, mountain goats, North American elk, mule deer, fisher, black bear, grizzly bear, Virginia opossums, Pacific shrews, all kinds of shrews, mountain cottontail, a rock rabbit, a bushy-tailed wood rat, a canyon mouse, a deer mouse, a pinon mouse, a pocket gopher, a sage vole, a hoary marmot, a Pacific jumping mouse, a northern spotted owl. All of those are very drawn towards fungus in their diet, and they help spread fungus. That in itself is cool. Ecosystems pulse along hyphal forces, moving into increasingly complex and dynamic arrangements. With unlimited potential held and exposed in each moment, no ecological web can be defined by discrete segments of time, just as no one person can ever be in the same place twice. The rocks, water, and life forms that contribute to the biophysical cycles do not run in repetitious loops. They push their habits along the trajectory of time, stacking waves of succession on top of, but never inside, those that came before. By instigating and propelling the nutrient cycles that fuel these exchanges, fungi define the curve of this endless spiral that remains forever balanced on the leading edge of its own expansion. Is this interesting to you guys? Should I read a little more? We're going to just poetically describe the ecosystem. The organisms of the world are the notes of the music guiding this dance, with fungi acting as the conductors of each biome's grand orchestra. With perfect pitch, fungi tune the melodies of an environment. That's so cool. And we're lucky enough to be studying this and growing it ourselves. They strengthen symbiotic harmonies while eliminating the discordant imbalances that would otherwise drown out the timeless songs of Earth. In the flow of carbon through a healthy forest, this centrality of fungi is incredibly clear. When plants photosynthesize, atmospheric carbon dioxide, once expelled by animals' breath and by fungal decomposition, is converted into sucrose, and later hexose. Traveling to the plant's roots, this sugar converts to a fungal triholus and mannitol as it passes through the mycorrhizae and rushes through the mycelial network to the hyphal tip, building connections with other plants. This carbon goes on to feed endophytes, sustain orchids and plants, and produce truffles that are eaten by small animals. I'll go on. As these animals dig for fruit bodies, they break up the soil surface and they create furrows that enable water to infiltrate and hydrate. Don't we have to hydrate our substrate? And hydrate the ground. This is how they get hydrated. They're in there scribbling around, they're getting their fungus, they're getting their fruit bodies out, they're leaving furrows. They're basically leaving a place for the water to get irrigated. Drop back down into that substrate, enabling more truffles to form. As the animal's spore-laden dung, isn't that beautiful? That's so cool. They're in there farming it, and they don't even know it. As they're digging up the old, they're creating a farmland for the new. As the animal's spore-laden dung is deposited across the forest, it seeds new life when dung beetles carry it to the ground, further inoculating the mycorrhizal sphere. Down below, old hyphae die, leaving their carbon to feed and become the bodies of insects and small animals that make up soil biota. The dead mycelium isn't wasted. It becomes soil biota. While above ground, the small mycophagous animals, the little fungus gatherers, they become food. The little rats, the little voles, they become food for further up the predator apex, such as owls and other predators. These then carry the nutrients one link higher in the food chain. I'm going to eat a mushroom. The vole eats a mushroom. I eat the vole. Another link higher. The owl eats the vole. I eat the owl. It's another link higher in the chain. In this common set of interactions, hyphae act as the tie that binds the wild together and transmits the flow of life-giving carbon from the sky across the terrestrial plane. Carbon. Can't do any of this without carbon, right? This flow is sensitive. For just as the destruction of a habitat will irreparably disrupt soil webs, acts of deforestation threaten the loss of innumerable dynamics in an ancient ecosystem. In clearing areas, Rhizophon vinicolor and other mycorrhizal fungi stop fruiting, leading to declines in vole populations and an inability in newly planted trees to thrive. Sorry, there's nothing left in the soil for you guys. You can plant a brand new tree here and it's not going to grow. Undoubtedly, similar impacts ripple out across the various understory plants and fauna that intimately depend on fungi. Our overall understanding of fungal systematics is currently too limited for any accurate evaluation of how the loss of even one fungal species will influence an ecosystem in the short or long term. We're still studying it. It's one of the newest areas of study in biology, in herbology, and any of those things is the study of fungus and figuring out, we're just starting to see how important that whole mycelial network is. Sociologically, when an old growth, multi-canopied forest is clear-cut and replanted with straight rows of a single fast-growing timber, the concepts of a healthy forest ecosystem is lost to the humans that enter that space. Tree farms instigate a linear perception of what nature is and what it's meant for. The monoculturing of these and other crops effectively attempt to control nature by exhibiting one outcome of the reductionist framework in which the value of the natural world is described not in terms of beauty and integrity, but in terms of board length and profit. Such attacks on the wholeness of nature are ultimately attack on humans themselves. A being born from nature that inherently knows its deep-seated connection to its environment. When one learns to see fungi being, they begin to experience and integrate an ecological perspective into all aspects of life. Completely true. When you start to understand fungal networks and appreciate the beauty of them, understand the basic concepts, it just opens up a whole new area of appreciation for me personally. In the further expansion of mycological awareness, human survival will increasingly depend on our willingness to honor the importance of forming myco-inspired communities with allies across all the branches of the mycelium of life. As the creators of the 21st century legacy, values, and artifacts, learning to embody these lessons is part of the current human obligation to the future generations. We virtually have an obligation to spread this information, make people completely aware of what, when we destroy something, what are we destroying? As this integration takes time in cultures that are consistently segregated from the natural world, such reflections can only begin with an eagerness to become like the fungi, to learn their histories, to work with them with respect, and to weave ourselves into the vast communities they endlessly design around us. I can't even put it any better. I mean, the more I get to know fungus, the more I get to know myself. I said this to you guys 4 years ago when we first started broadcasting. Mushrooms have taught me more than I'll ever know. They've changed me, just growing them. Becoming involved in them has completely changed me. It's changed who I am. Now, if that isn't magic, it has nothing to do with the psilocybin in them. It's got absolutely nothing to do with it. Let me show you something. You guys saw this recently, I think, on my IG page. Do you remember 2 weeks ago when we had, is that what magic means? That's kind of a limited definition, Russell. I would broaden my definition. I have a broader definition of it. 2 weeks ago when the heater went out at the grow house and we had a situation we had to get over there and take care of. And so basically the house was in a cold shock. Okay, we had a cold shock, which happens in nature, doesn't it? we'll have mycelial networks going out there, and every once in a while there's a really cold night, really cold day, and then it heats back up and everything gets back to a more closely normal environment. But it's not unusual. It happens during the growth cycle of some of the myceliums. So we had a cold shock, whether we liked it or not. And I was worried. What is going to be the ultimate response? And I think I showed this to you guys. The cold shock turned the cakes much bluer, the fruit on the cake, and very compact. This last batch that we've been harvesting, so that came from the cold shock. And then so we did another thing. No, Matthew, it doesn't. It's just it's a chemical reaction. It's almost an oxidation. And so we did another thing. We decided we took because it's still snowing outside. We took a couple of bags of myceliated grain spawn, and we put it out there in the cold, and we left it there for 12 hours. We basically buried it in the snow for 12 hours. And now we've got that off into a couple of bags, and we're taking a look at those. Okay? So that's going to be interesting to see what comes out of those cold shock myceliated spawn bags that we have going. Walls, they're squatty, but they are thick. Well, you guys saw, I mean, they're coming out 6 and 7 and 8 grams for just a teeny little, a biscuit. So they're thick. So basically the mushrooms protected themselves. They said, well, we're going to get cold, so we'll just put a little more flesh on. And the oxidation part of it came, the blue. Well, I'm going to read our reading. It's a little long today. Well, I hope to get through the whole thing. If not, we'll pick it up tomorrow like we did last week. I'm having this book is a great book. The author writes it so simply. There's no big words in there. There's no big philosophical understandings. This is just meat and potatoes. This is just meat and potatoes. The magic of surrender. Our friend here said magic is deception. Magic can be a lot more than deception. That's prestidigitation, that kind of magic. There's another magic, and it's transforming. Growth potion. Here we go. The other day, a woman at one of my events raised her hand. She said, I feel like giving up. Like I'm never going to meet my soulmate. Like it's never going to happen. Should I give up? Anybody ever had that feeling before? Tell the truth. Go ahead. Have you ever had the feeling you're never going to meet your soulmate? I might have left them. My feelings, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I met a soulmate, but then it left, and now I'm waiting for another one. That happens too, right? We're going to argue that we don't understand what the concept of soulmate is then. I'm sorry about that, Sanam. We're going to argue that we've been taught the wrong idea of what a soulmate is. Listen. With a smile, I responded, guess what? I can help you find your soulmate in less than 5 minutes. I can help you find your soulmate in less than 5 minutes. Try this trick at a party or at a bar. Go up to somebody and say, I could help you find your soulmate And they're in there drinking and they're trying to pick up on some girl. I don't know. I can help you find your soulmate in less than 5 minutes. She looked at me in shock, eager to hear my secret. Give me 5 people that are eager to hear the secret. Give me 5 people that are eager to hear the secret. And no, Clean Nerdy, it's not you. Eager! I want you to be eager. It's like, spill it, Pops. Just spill it. This is so good. It is so good. I said to her, close your eyes. I'm asking you guys to do the same thing. Close your eyes. Close them. Don't worry about making a comment. Don't worry about being the funniest guy in the room right now. Close your eyes. Take a breath. I'm going to ask you to do something with your eyes closed. Remember, we're helping you find your soulmate in less than 5 minutes. Close your eyes and imagine the most challenging person in your life right now. The one who annoys you the most. Do you have them in mind? You can open your eyes. Do you have them in mind? Don't say their name here. Don't do that. Just have them in mind. The most annoying, frustrating person in your life. Challenging, I call them. The girl nods. She goes, yep, I got it. Good news. That's your soulmate. The person that you just imagined. That's your soulmate. She looked at me, what are you talking about? Reply, each and every person you attract into your life is your soulmate. I'm your soulmate. Your siblings are your soulmates. Your parents, definitely your soulmates. A soulmate isn't necessarily someone whom you stay with forever. A soulmate isn't necessarily some perfect human being who meets your every need and loves you every second of the day. No human can actually live up to that. A soul. Are you guys catching me here? Is the feed coming through? I had a disconnect here on my phone. It just said I had to reconnect. Am I back? Okay. Yeah, it disconnected just randomly and I had to push a reconnect button here. A soulmate is a mirror to show you more of yourself. What would you change about your life if you understood who your soulmate truly is? Everything, she said. We get sold the story that there's a soulmate out there who's going to complete us, who will love us in all the ways we aren't loved, who will make us feel like we are enough. And then when in romantic relationships, we don't feel complete. We don't feel understood. We think something's wrong. And we go off seeking that perfect love once again. This is why we suffer so much in love. Because we misunderstand what it is. The purpose of relationships is no different than the purpose of life. People are placed in our lives to help us grow and evolve. Every relationship you've ever had, your soul and their soul had an agreement. Consider that they were angels in disguise, sent to you with a gift that you have the opportunity to unwrap by learning a lesson. Yep, even the woman who cheated on you, even the boyfriend you loved so deeply and yet broke your heart. Sure, you can resist who they were to you. You can be angry with them. You can wish they were different. and you'll miss the lesson. Or you can get curious about why they were even a part of your journey and become fully receptive to their gift. Now, this doesn't mean you don't walk away from a relationship that isn't working, but you can reframe what success in a relationship is. Reframe what success in a relationship is. Sometimes success is that I knew him for 5 minutes and I got something. Our souls met. He was angry at me and I learned that I didn't have to be angry back. Success in a relationship. When issues come up in any relationship, you're able to go through it consciously with awareness and understanding. What is this lesson? While he's yelling at me, what lesson am I supposed to be learning here? The lesson of yell back and get in a big fight? Or the yell, listen. My lesson is to listen. Why is he yelling? What part of it is me? How can I be kind and understand? I don't have to stay in his life if he's a yeller, but I learned something from that soulmate. You deserve to be loved well, don't get me wrong. But when we put conditions on love and only want it a certain way, it's often shaped by an unrealistic portrayal of love in the media. We miss out on the real point of love. Love is that which causes you and all around you to grow the most. I'm going to say that one again. Love is that which causes you and all around you to grow the most. Do you see how sometimes that means love isn't comfortable? Sorry about that. We got another reconnect there, notice. This is such a good message. It's so important because it's basically asking us to reframe our thinking. Neuro-linguistics programming. Soulmate doesn't mean what you thought it meant. Success in relationships isn't about being loved, bathed in love, and everything's like, bouncing rabbits. No. A success in a relationship is you learned a lesson. Who do you struggle with the most? Who triggers you the most? Who frustrates you? I have a couple. Consider that they're bringing parts of you to light that need attention and need healing. Parts of you that are being brought to light. Parts of you that need healing. Instead of hating them, look inside you. See what they're reflecting about you. Relationships are a mirror. Do you like what you're seeing? Sometimes your greatest soulmates are those people who come into your life as a catalyst. Their presence forces you to face emotions that you've suppressed from the past and run from. When you surrender to the reason they've shown up in your life, this is beautiful. Surrender. Magic of surrender. When we surrender to the reason they're in our life, and then you have the courage to feel and heal those parts of you that have been denied, you'll become ripened and ready to truly love more deeply, whether it's them or someone else. You've opened it. You've created the magic through the surrender of understanding why they're in your life. And everybody that comes into our life has a soul. Therefore, everyone that comes into our life is a soulmate, bringing us opportunities to grow love. I'm sorry about the disconnects during this message here today, but I think most of us got it. Hold on to some of that today. Mark's birthday? Hold on. Everyone here is my soulmate. I can tell you that. Every single person here, I have like a lot of soulmates. And everybody I'll have a contact with today in any way is my soulmate. And I'm going to learn something from them. And I'm going to try to understand where they're coming from and see how it impacts me. What part of that is me? What's the mirror look like? Go be good people today. It's in us. All of us are here for one reason, and that's to coach ourselves to be better every day. Brock got off his show yesterday. He was on cloud 9, and you know why? He said, we have the neatest group of people, Bobs. They're so beautiful. He was almost crying. I don't know what you guys did, but he was almost crying because they're just beautiful, beautiful people. Have a beautiful day, beautiful people. 4 things that you need, we'll always want to remember. Keeping it simple. Be impeccable. The power of our word is magic. It could be evil magic or good magic, but it creates. Don't take things personal. Learn the lesson from that person. Don't take it personal. That person's your soulmate. That person is actually your soulmate, and they're there to give you a lesson. 3rd, don't have an expectation. 4th, do your best today, all day. Whatever you do your best today. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Have a good day. Herbie and Mark Z and Wazzy and Sanum. Jesus Christ in Australia. Wrong party, bro. Mark Z, Billy D. Pagey Page, Classic, and Marky Z and Herbs and Jesus Christ and Nerdy. And Herbs and Marky Z. And Herbs and Marky Z and Herbs and Marky Z and Pacers and Clean Grow. Jolie, good morning, dear. Sarah Bear, good morning. Paige, Billy D, and Rod Mond. And Nerdy, don't forget your best is different every day. That's absolutely correct. As long as it's your best today. Shy, hello, Shy. HB and Jesus Christ, thank you, bro. Kimberly, Kindness Ambassador. Doc, there you are, Classic, and Sarah Bear. And Mark Zamaron, and Michael Shanti. And Greenie, and Herbie, and Mr. Phillips, and Trenty, and Marky Z, and Carmadoc, and Billy D, and Cat Meow, Zilla, and Nippy. Hello, Nip, you little soulmate. Calico Kid, and Shy, and Nerdy, and Notorious, and Jesus Christ, and Summer Wheat, and Corey D, and Laura. Have a divine day, soulmate. Rodmond, have a great day. Pops, peace. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Be good to your soulmates. Out.